Hey, hello, what's up, my people? How are you doing? Hope you're doing okay and hope life is treating you well. See, I know, I've been MIA for quite a while, but I trust it's been a bit hectic, guys. But I'm back now, okay? The way I said I'm back, like I went away. But yeah, but so far, while I was away, there was these videos that were popping up, especially when it has to do with these China designers and brands hiking it up unnecessarily. You know what? Instead of just talking, how about I show you, judge for yourself, and then I'll come back with my commentary.
Your Chanel cosmetics, 80% are made in China and cost only $5. They just add the logo in France and charge you 10 to 40 times the price. Close your eyes. If your Chanel cosmetics says made in China, will it feel cheaper? It's not about quality, it's about brand washing. Interesting fact, who makes Chanel cosmetics? 42% are crafted by Chinese artisans. We don't do cheap goods. We do understand.
The problem is that in this scenario, to use your metaphor, the US has the bigger gun. And so China ends up having more to lose from this trade war, doesn't it? You know, it can't sustain the loss of 15% of its export market, i.e. what you export to the US.
Not at all. China is fully prepared to fight to the very end because the world is big enough that the United States is not the totality of the market in the world. So if the United States wants to go in that direction of completely shutting itself out of the China market, be my guest.
Yeah, and China will lose the US market, which, as I've said, is 15%.
We don't care. We don't care. China has been here for 5,000 years. Most of the time, there was no United States, and we survived. And if the United States wants to bully China, we will deal with the situation without the United States. And we expect to survive for another 5,000 years.
You know who is producing high-quality accessories for those luxury brands like Chanel, Estee Lauder, L'Oreal? You're saying you're the supplier behind all these beauty accessories for those big luxury brands? La Brea, MAC, Chanel, Bobbi Brown, and even Rosewood Hotel.
Last week we also received an order, Lois Den. Yeah, the comb like 20,000 pieces, one color.
Now show me your factory, show me the production line.
Here, this is our cutting room. So you can see the machine. Here color clip and here comb there. After cutting, we can take the color clips out like this. Here's our molding area. Take off the plate. After make the mold, mold the shape so we can include the spring and flower accessories.
This is like the final touch up. You have to polish and check like
defective.
Quality control.
Here's our coating plate. On the surface, we will spray a drawing effect. Here's our painting plate. Here is one of our warehouse. Here is our material area. All the acetate board we have ordered here.
Oh, tell me, what is this? This is like PVC or acrylic?
Acetate material. The material is eco-friendly and more durable and flexible than PVC or acrylic materials.
Okay.
It's the most expensive material.
How expensive?
For this one, for example, this one like 50 RMB one piece.
One piece, 50 RMB.
50 RMB.
And the cost of it.
Yeah.
Your made in Italy Gucci, 80% come from Chinese factory. They just add the logo in Europe to make you pay the price of 10 times. Close your eyes. If your hammer says made in China, does it feel cheaper? No, that's not quality issue. It's luxury brand washing. Fun fact, the hand stitching your product, 42% are Chinese artisans. We don't do cheap, we do underrated luxury. Why pay 2,000 Europe for Parisian air? Same leather, same craft, just without the European fairy tale facts. Be a luxury rebel, you can shop on Chinese platforms such as Taobao, 1688, Tianmao, Jingdong. You can even go directly to Guangzhou, Yiwu, Quanzhou, Wenzhou to buy. Don't know how to buy, how to pay, or arrange delivery? Just PM me. GoNest to provide free shopping guidance and shipping services for you.
Who are the suppliers behind Lululemon? Some of their yoga wears are actually from Xianglong Clothing and Huang Qisheng Clothing. And guess what? both factories located in Yiwu here. And these two factories also supply clothing for Fila and Under Armour. I guess most of you know the price of Lululemon or other big brands. They sell you a legging pants for $100. And guess what? Here in these two factories, you can get them for around $5 to $6. Crazy! And what's even better? The material and the craftsmanship are basically the same because they all come the same production line. See, this is why people come to China and looking for the OEM factory because they just can get the cheapest and best quality product from there and sell you, I don't know how much. Who are the suppliers behind the Salomon, Timberland, New Balance, Adidas, Nike, la 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 la? First, the Baocheng factory, one of the world's largest OEM sports shoe manufacturer. It is like a Foxconn in the shoemaking industry. During its heyday, it has over 100,000 employees in just one of its factories in Dongguan. What even surprised me is that it owns an independent brand called YY Sport. It's like a distributor for sports shoes like Nike and Adidas, same as like Foot Locker in America and JD Sports in England. Second, Huajian Group. It is one of the largest OEM manufacturer for leather shoes in China. On the other hand, Huajian mainly offer the OEM service towards those big brands like Gucci, Tory Burch, Coach, Calvin Klein, etc. Sounds crazy, right? Wholesalers, it's 2024 and you still don't know who are the suppliers behind Dior? Their knitwears and cardigans are from Beyond Garments from Hangzhou. Beyond Garments is also the supplier behind many luxury brands from America and Europe like Sandra, Maj, Versace. Second, most of the Dior's cosmetic products are actually produced by Taiho Group, which is also the supplier behind Lancome and Loewe. Third, 24-hour packaging technology from Shenzhen provide exquisite packaging and bags for Dior.
Keep on exposing these big brands. I just saw a video of this lady saying that, Lululemon, those leggings that y'all are paying $100 for, $5, $6 over there. Like, and they so petty because now the suppliers are saying, hey, y'all can just come to us directly. You ain't even got to do all that. Don't go to Alibaba. You come right to us. And those wedding bands that y'all are paying thousands of dollars for, you can get that same wedding band for $2. And he really think he's doing something with these tariffs. Like, you ain't doing nothing but just exposing yourself and exposing this country. Like, this back and forth mess that he's doing, he's just causing such a big mess. And you can tell that they're getting scared now because now all of a sudden they are saying, hey, well, you know what? It's not going to be on electronics anymore. Not on electronics, because they saw that Apple went over there and took them phones and flew them back over here. They said, oh, not us. I hope that this is the end of the whole knockoffs conversation. Like, it's all coming from the same production line.
So the next time you think you're finna go into a Air Mace or however you say that shit, LV store and get one of them bags, just remember China just came out and said that they've been making the bags for the US. Huh? What? Not the designer. Not the designer that these young people be selling their soul, their integrity, and their morals for. So you mean to tell me the bags that they overcharging in the U.S. stores like LV, Prada, Gucci, Christian Dior? Remember that shit came out just a few years ago. Yeah, them bags being made in China by the same people. By the same people. People that pay these prices. Are y'all okay right now? The way China is spilling the beans on these luxury brands, okay? But the DH girls try to tell y'all. They try to tell y'all, okay? It's the same damn thing. They are tied and through. I get it. Listen, I don't really care for these luxury brands. Y'all will be all right because people still going to be goofy and buy y'all stuff anyway. So it really doesn't matter. But it just shows how the stuff is not worth it. Those products are not worth the price. But we knew this, though. The only thing is that China has always kept it cute. Okay? People find out, but China was like, listen, we want them orders. We want them coins. We're going to keep it cute. But now, because Mr. Man want to play with the tariffs, oh, yeah, they spilling the beans, honey. Chanel, all these cosmetic brands. Have y'all been to Sephora lately? Foundation is like $80. But is it really? Okay. Yeah, they're spilling the beans and I'm here for it. And if you want to be goofy and spend all that money, that's on you. That is on you. But baby, it's not worth it. It's not. Okay? Thank you.
So China just spilled the beans and said all of these luxury companies, Versace, Gucci, Chanel, Nike, Burberry, Victoria's Secret, all of these companies get their shit from China and just slap a label on them. Wow. wow. I want to know, for the girls who have been paying full price on their shit for these different brands, how does that make you feel? Are you still willing to still support these companies, or are you now going to go and purchase it from China? Like, I want to know, because I remember there being a whole topic on TikTok about DHgate and them having fake items versus real items. Like, this is real crazy, but it's really interesting because China say, I don't give a fuck no more. We spilling all of the beans. We telling all of the stories. America, you won't win with this. All because y'all tried to play in their face. China say, oh, we cannot be fucked with. And I love that for them. Like, whoa. Let me know what y'all gonna do. Are y'all still gonna be banned from these high-end places, or are y'all going to China websites or DHgate or whatever else is out there for you to purchase for? Let me know.
Now that China has been coming out this last few weeks or last few days all over TikTok, showing us that every luxury good that we buy, and I mean every single luxury good that we buy, are made in the same exact factory, the reals and the fake. They're all the same leathers, the same manufacturers, the same tools. Everything is made in the same place. They simply send the fake ones, they're not fake, they're real, to like DHgate, Canal Street, Santiali, and they send the real ones to Louis Vuitton, Gucci, Fendi, Prada. But they're made exactly the same. There's absolutely no difference. Now that we know this information, now it's public, I feel very vindicated. Do you guys remember when I was doing my Quiet Luxury series and how much backlash I used to get from Black people because we consume the most luxury goods out of any other ethnic group in the world, out of any group in the world? And when I would do my Quiet Luxury series, people would get so mad, and I would say, I'm simply telling you to save your money. If you really want to buy luxury, buy Quiet Luxury, because you will feel it on your skin. You would know you're wearing luxury. But if you're spending money buying Gucci, Fendi, Prada, you might as well go to Canal Street or Santi Alley or DHgate and buy them there. Save your money and use it to invest in your 401k, your stock portfolio, because the wealthy, the rich, do not wear these things. I was a personal assistant and a wardrobe cleaner for one of the most famous, probably one of the most famous, if not the famous person ever when I first got to LA. And 90% of her luxury goods were fake. And I would ask, why? But you have so much money. Why do you wear so much fake stuff? And she will say, how dumb will I be to buy the real thing when they're made from the same place, exactly the same place? So 14 years ago, I had this knowledge, and I brought that knowledge over to TikTok, and you guys would, I mean, I made so many enemies. All your favorite Black influencers all hated me, which is what led it to my cancellation. But I would try to tell you guys, like, yes, it's okay for you guys to watch their very luxurious life. That's fine. Or their unboxing. That's fine. But if you can't afford it, go to DHgate or go to Canal Street and go buy it, and then save your money and invest in your stock portfolio. Because I promise you, they probably can't afford it either, okay? And they're just doing this to like to be flashy, which is what the Black culture is, right? It's like the more Gucci, Fendi, Prada you are, the more successful you are. But I promise you, now that we know, we have evidence that they're made exactly the same way, I feel so vindicated. I think it's because I don't know how to articulate myself well, because I'm on the spectrum or something. But I always feel like everything I say is true. It's just in the moment, I don't know how to articulate myself. I will always get backlash, and 2-3 years later, I will be vindicated. This has been the story of my whole life. Like, my whole life, it's been like that. And I remember saying that to you guys all the time. If you really want to buy loud luxury, just buy the fake ones and save your money. And I would get so much backlash. Like, why are you walking around with a big Gucci belt doing commercials for brands who make it for 12 cents in China? And you're walking around with this thing, advertising for them for free. And oh my God, the backlash I would get at the time. Which another thing that I wanted to say also is because I remember when I got robbed at the time. If you're a follower of mine, you know that I got robbed in my apartment, my high rise at the time. And I remember walking into my apartment after I got robbed. I was like, I promise you, all my actual luxury will be safe, because they don't know. Like, the people who robbed me, I knew who they were. They don't know what luxury is. They think it's the Gucci, Fendi, Prada. And I was right. They stole all my Gucci, my Fendi, my Prada, everything that was logo. And they literally moved all my Loro Piana, my Zegna, everything that was actually luxury. They moved them to the side, and they thought that it wasn't luxury. And I was so relieved, you know. And I think that's why a lot of celebrities also wear the fake stuff, because really, like, you could get robbed, and you're getting robbed for $20 or you're getting robbed for $3,000. Pick one. But I'm so happy, and I feel so vindicated that I was right all along, because I knew this information from a very famous person 14 years ago who only wore fake items, and she would say it's the same thing. I was right. I say all that to say, if you really want to feel luxurious, you want to feel glamorous, it's a feeling. Luxury is a feeling. And if you want to wear that feeling, purchase quiet luxury items, because you can actually feel it. You can feel it on your body that you're wearing luxury. Like, when I wear Loro Piana, when I wear Brunello Cucinelli, I know that I'm wearing luxury because I can feel it, even though there's no logos on it. But I would never walk around with Gucci, Fendi, Prada on my body, because I know where they're made. And I know that I'll be wearing items that could cause me to get sick, you know, and for what? For $5,000, $10,000, but they're made for $2. If I really, really want to be flashy, and I want the whole world to think I'm rich, because that's what loud luxury is. You just want people to think you're rich, you're not actually rich. Then I would go to Canal Street and go buy fake ones, or Santi Alley. Anyway, I feel so vindicated, and you guys owe me an apology. Bye.
So the gag is, these big luxury brands are a big scam. Y'all thinking that y'all getting stuff from Italy and everything, but it's really originally made in China. Those same set bags are like, oh, it's fake, it's made in China. Yeah, your bag is made in China too. It's just they just put some pizzazz on it and just switched it from made in China to made in Italy, because they bought from these, like, China being the supplier. Like, oh my gosh, Such a scam, this country. Such a scam. So y'all paying for a name. Y'all not really paying for like the bag per se. Y'all think y'all are, but y'all really paying for the name because what y'all saying is fake and bootleg is actually the same bag that you're paying thousands of dollars for.
Girl, China upset. They are spilling the tea about all the fashion sources, the brands, Chanel, Dior, Louis Vuitton. They're telling you to get it straight from the source, girl. Search up China-made luxury items on TikTok and trust me, they got the furniture, they got the bags, they got the shoes. I tell you, trust and believe, girl, I'm packing a carry-on.
Factory in Dongguan. What's even surprised me is that it's own an independent brand called YY Sports. It's like a distributor for sports shoes like Nike and Adidas. Same as like Locker in America and JD Sports in England.
So I'm guessing it's safe to say that China is currently winning this trade war. And all y'all motherfuckers that be out here when I was talking about reps and retail are the same fucking thing because they're coming from the same fucking place out there in China. Y'all thought I was crazy. Y'all said I was making shit up. See, all those fake talking points that we've been using since the Cold War, about child labor, sweat. They don't do that shit. That's not how shit work over there. It's not. But, good old American propaganda, American exceptionalism. We just think we're the best over here. The whole time, we really the ones living in sweatshop. And it all got exposed to the average American when they did this TikTok shutdown. And everybody flocked to Red App, and we saw how bad we were living in poverty over here. They got high-speed rails, affordable clothes, affordable fucking food. You know what I'm saying? The affordable housing. Whole time, we over here struggling in the slums. Then we over here going band for band on this trade shit. And we losing. Because they've been doing it. They've been preparing for this moment for decades, bro. They've been aligning themselves with the global south to replace our American consumerism so they could take the brunt of this bullshit, and it's working. They're literally flying goods into Vietnam in order to avoid the tariffs because and they're getting their goods brought into Vietnam and then flying them from there to China to avoid some of that tariff shit. They have the logistical supply chain and manufacturing means to take the brunt of this shit and come out on the positive end of what we can know. So America's been, bullying people for the longest. It's not working right now. Then look what they did with I Show Speed. That's how they're getting the younger generation to see like, okay, we're not that bad. They got I Show Speed to come out there to China and basically give them free promotion for about 10 days. I think he used that 10-day visa-free shopping thing that they're offering, people to come out there and just buy stuff and see China. So we're losing socially, we're losing culturally, we're losing economically. The last thing that you can do is go to war. I'm telling you, it's coming, bro. They've literally eradicated poverty. Damn, I think 90% of their population is in the middle class. But then you got Americans that'll say oh, well, middle class for them is $15,000 a year. Yeah, but when their rent is $200, you know what I'm saying? Their food is $1. What are we really doing here? You know what I'm saying? They can live a comfortable middle class life on $17,000 to $43,000 out there. Meanwhile, you got people in America making well over six figures and live paycheck to paycheck. See, but that's what happens when you have unchecked capitalism and you allow corporate entities and CEOs to take over and, basically suck everything dry from the middle class, aka Reagan. This is when all it started, Reagan. Meanwhile, in China, their focus is the people. This is not vouching for them or any of that. It's just noticing the stark difference in between letting corporate greed and the dollar run a country versus people who care and understand the importance of supporting the people to get what you want.
So you see why I I had to bring this here. And you know what? I've always known about this. I won't even lie. In my primary school, right? My grade school, my my primary school, years of my primary school, right? And one of our teacher, I would never forget this. For some reason, I always never paid attention in class. But this moment, when it had to do with stories, I'm always paying attention. Sorry, I'm always listening in. So you talked about how it was first said in my primary school, then later on in my secondary school, my high school, it was also repeated about how we Nigerians are so fake, how we would run to iPhone. We are big on consumerism, right? You buy expensive phone and brag about it and laugh at people who use made in China clothes or phones. Meanwhile, they are made everywhere. That was revolutionary. But I didn't know it was this deep. I didn't know it was this deep. But then again, it has been coming out of recent how most of these big brands have been just using little or no good materials to make their brand that are very expensive. Maybe new clothes collection, shoes that don't even last, the leather is not leathering and all. So yeah, it makes sense now, but boy, can we concentrate on art of war here right now? See, this is how it should be. Like, you want to mess with me? Nigga, you want to mess with me? Okay, now I cut off my access to you. This is it. Like, when you know you're the shit, you know you bring the value, and the bigger threat can't mess with you or bully you no more. And you're like, you know what? You want to cut off ties with me? No problem. How about this? Do. See, I like it, right? And I'm not here to sympathize or empathize with big brands that are making much money from people's bag and sweat with no integrity to even make it high quality, that much of a high quality, you know. And the truth is, people will always get what they want to get. But I'm talking about those who are smart here. You want to save your money, consider yourself, because again, look at this. Things get more expensive. The workforce, the economy is dwindling, and people are working 2 3 jobs just to brag. See, I've been in rooms where Nigerians are bragging on luxury. Meanwhile, you know, us and Istanbul, we used to be higher when it comes to, you know, I know I'm rambling, but hey, I'm going somewhere, okay? We used to be high there. There was a time dollar was nothing compared to naira, right? But look, we are too much of a consumer that we brag on being expandable. Like, you know what it means to wear luxury is not even luxury. Like, you don't even feel it. You feel ripped off, but because of you're with a big brand, it's like, oh, I'm bragging, right? Like, you know what? It got me thinking. Can Nigerian government be like this? I know I'm going to another place, but hey, this is all I got, okay? Can Nigeria... In fact, I don't know where you're listening from, watching this from, right? Because I noticed that even Portuguese and America, so, or Canada, but let me just say, can your country and other parts of the world, right? Especially some African countries, there are some African countries that are actually raising their head, like Kenya. Oh my goodness, I'm proud of them. Like Ethiopia, they're really holding their government accountable, and life is relatively favorable there, and the system is being run right properly, right? At least close to proper, right? But I'm just saying, I was just thinking about it. Huh? God, I see. I love power move like this. Like, I like the fact that moving forward, war is not going to be fought with missiles up and down and all. It's going to be intellectual, right? It's going to be so sophisticated, but it's going to be happening. Like, pulling out records and all. See, the truth is that this will not stop people from getting their luxury brand goods, but I feel like this is an eye opener. This might challenge them to want to put more effort or reduce, or just be like, you know what? People have been brainwashed already. Who cares? Everybody want to be like the Joneses, right? So to each his own. So I said, let me bring it here, rub mine with you. I want to hear what you think in the comments. Drop your comments below, like, share, and till I see you in my next video. Bye.